Okay, Year 12, here's another, tutorial presentation on linear coordinate geometry, mainly from 2C again. Alright, so what I've got here is I want you to find the values of y if the distance between 1, 4 and 6y is 13. So if we said this is a distance formula, and we said, okay, well what about we say, let's see, 6 take away 1 squared plus y take away 1 squared. Well, there's the distance formula. I use this as the point number 2 and this is point number 1 and assigned x and y coordinates there. And the distance, of course, between these 2 points is 13. So if I say 13 is equal to 6 minus 1 is 5. 5 squared is 25, and y plus 1 squared. Now if I square both sides, I'll get rid of this square root, and 13 squared is 169. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is to get rid of this 25. So I'll take away 25 from both sides. So 169 minus 25 is 144, and 25 take away 25, that cancels out. So that leaves y minus 1 squared. Now if we were to take the square root of both sides, and I'll come back up here, we'll end up with y minus 1 could be equal to plus or minus 12. And if we took that 1 onto the other side, we'd have two answers. Y could be 13 because 1 plus 12 is 13, or y could be equal to minus 11 since 1 minus 12 is minus 11. Alrighty, let's move on to another example. Alright, well what about this problem here? We need to find the values of x and y in this point here if the midpoint between this one here and this one here is this. So let's label our points. So we know the midpoint is x1 plus x2 over 2 and y1 plus y2 over 2. Now let's substitute in all the things we know. We know the midpoint is this one here. So it's negative 1, 12. And let's substitute in the points. Let's say this is point number 1 and this is point number 2. So that would be x plus minus 3 over 2 and y plus 8 over 2. So now we have two equations. We have this equaling this and this equaling this. So I could say x minus 3 over 2 equals minus 1. And y plus 8 over 2 is equal to 12. So x minus 3 could be equal to minus 2, and that would mean if I plus 3 onto the other side, x should be equal to 1. Now here, if I multiply by 2 on both sides, I get 2 times 12 is 24, and if I took away 8 from both sides, I get y was equal to 16. So the point 116 would be at one end of, would be this point, and if I try and draw it, now let's see, 116 is somewhere up there, 116 is somewhere up there, negative 112 is about there, and right between them is, and over here is negative 3, 8. So that kind of makes sense. Halfway between negative 3, 8 and 116 is our midpoint, negative 112. Alrighty, Year 12, well I hope that helps and I'll see you in class.